So when last we left off on Revolution, you were stuck with your wife in the closet. Or so, I don't know what exactly they threw you in, but it was something.
Yeah, they put me in the holding cell, in the
Yes.
closet, in the dungeon.
Yes.
That's exactly right. And I was just enraged that Miles would go to my home and grab her.
Yeah.
And so I'm stuck there for a moment. But a lot has happened since then.
But it did show a little bit of that character, because you would think of all the things that he's done, he would have just said, well, you know what, I can't, it's my wife, but oh well, because that's the way his character has been, where nothing has mattered to him. But obviously now we know something does matter to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He has a vulnerable side. He certainly loves his wife. She's certainly been a guiding force in his life. There certainly will see some tension between he and she in regard to their son. But he would do anything for Julia.
Yes.
No
Would he
doubt.
do anything for his son?
His son has to still prove himself.
Yes.
Before Neville will do everything for his son.
And in that final episode, or I forget if it was the episode before, but there was some talk of the wife trying to push Neville to perhaps overtake
Absolutely.
Monroe.
Yes,
because
Monroe.
maybe he would be a better leader.
Monroe is unstable, and
Yeah.
you know you can do it better. And I think you will start to see the full revolution come into play in the season-ending episodes that are coming up starting in March.
Yes.
You will start to see what I call is people's great aspirations come true, but that will be at a cost.
Yes. When I interviewed J.D. Pardo, who plays your son, I asked him this question, and that is, what does this show say about what we think of us as a country, if this is what we think would happen when if the lights ever did go out?
We don't know what will happen, but certainly we don't have many depictions of a realistic happening.
Yeah.
Things that veer off into sci-fi aren't very realistic. This is a show that is so entertaining, but has real great moral value, and it really is about the family and how they reunite and survive. But it's also realistically portrayed in the world that could be.
Yeah. Do you think we would fall apart like this if our lights went out?
I don't think we would fall apart, but I think it would take time to get it together. Who is leading who? Right. I mean, look what happens after a big, huge hockey game in Canada that never happened before, when people hit the streets and start rampaging and turning over cars. But look what happened in '67 when I was in Detroit. The Tigers won the pennant, and they tore up that town. Look what happens when misguided people try to lead other misguided people. So you have to have guys like Monroe and especially and specifically guys like Neville, who are able to stand up and say, hey, hold on a minute, get a hold of yourself. Someone's got to lead, and someone's got to help put it back together. That takes a lot of time.
Yes.
Effort.
Yes.
Energy.
Yes, yes. I mean,
Intelligence.
there are some things I could see that you do in that situation probably do things that you never would have done before in order to get food or water or medicine, or you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
if you want to live.
That part is very realistic.
Very, very realistic. Yeah. And living in a ghost town is also a realistic view of what could happen. Survivalists would then grow their own food and vegetables and try to get some animals to have them mate and figure all of that out. Peaceful survivalists. Others would try to get guns and take over and force you to be supplicated to me.